Have you ever asked yourself whether you're wasting money on things that bring no lasting value? Imagine this: every impulsive purchase, every unplanned expense. You're not just spending money, you're giving up the chance to build a stronger, more secure financial future. We've all fallen into the trap of short-term decisions, flashy items that catch our eye only to leave us with nothing but a lingering sense of regret. But what if there's a way out of this cycle? In this video, I'm going to walk you through the kinds of expenses you can absolutely steer clear of, so you can not only save more money, but start building a financial foundation that truly lasts. Keep watching, because what you're about to learn could be the turning point that saves you from ever regretting another dollar spent. I used to ask myself, why is it that no matter how hard I try, I always end the month with just a few dollars left in my wallet? It's not that I wasn't working hard, and I wasn't spending money on extravagant luxuries either. Yet the money kept slipping away, silently, like water running through my fingers. Until one day, I sat down and took a hard look at my spending habits. And I realized the problem wasn't my income. It was those small, seemingly harmless expenses, those hidden costs, those tiny thieves I had unknowingly been feeding every single day. I started searching for answers, and I found them in the words of a man revered across the financial world, Warren Buffett, the legendary investor known for his simple lifestyle and razor-sharp financial insight. Buffett once said, "If you buy things you do not need, soon you will have to sell things you do need." That quote shook me awake. I thought about my daily routine, stopping by the coffee shop every morning, spending $6 on a latte I could easily make at home for a fifth of the cost. I remembered all the times I scrolled through social media and got lured into those flash sales for things I never used more than once. And just like that, those harmless little expenses started stacking up, quietly draining my bank account. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying you have to deprive yourself or cut out every joy in life. But I've learned this: every single dollar you spend should move you closer to your goal, not farther away from it. A powerful example is billionaire Mark Cuban. He constantly emphasizes the importance of intentional spending. Before he became successful, he lived in a small apartment, drove an old car, and refused to spend money unless he was absolutely certain it added real value. And it was from the moment I understood that mindset that everything started to shift. I wrote down my financial goals: a peaceful little home, an emergency fund covering 6 months of expenses, and enough investment capital for my future. Every time I wanted to buy something, I asked myself, will this bring me closer to that goal? When your reason is strong enough, cutting back no longer feels like sacrifice. Instead, it becomes a source of pride, because every step forward is a step closer to the life you've always dreamed of. Once I got clear about my financial vision, whether it was a comfortable retirement, that dream vacation, or simply the freedom to breathe easier with money, every financial decision became easier. Because now I knew where I was going, and more importantly, why. I realized this: when you have a destination, every step has meaning. No more impulsive decisions, no more spending just to feel good for a moment. Because I now understood, every dollar I save today is a brick in the foundation of the future I want to build. There's a philosophy that stayed with me ever since, something simple yet profound, often attributed to Leonardo da Vinci. Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. And that's when I started to see life through a different lens. A life of simplicity, not waste, not consumer traps, turns out to be the true path to freedom. I used to believe that living comfortably meant having more. But the truth is, when I cut out the unnecessary expenses, I discovered I needed far less than I thought. And that simplicity gave me more freedom than any luxury ever could. Before we dive deeper into the silent money drainers in your life, take just 1 minute to ask yourself, what are you saving for? If you've never thought about that, now is the time, because without a clear goal, cutting back will always feel like a loss. But when you have a reason that moves your heart, every saved dollar becomes a victory. And then I saw my first big mistake: buying in bulk without a clear consumption plan. I used to think grabbing a giant bag of trail mix or a dozen boxes of frozen meals at wholesale prices was smart. But then I'd forget that bag in the pantry, and by the time I remembered, it had expired, before I even made it halfway through. So much for saving money. All I saw was waste. It's more common than you think. According to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, around 30 to 40% of all food in the U.S. is wasted every year. That's billions of dollars literally rotting in landfills. And I was part of that number. So what's the solution? It's incredibly simple. Plan before you buy.
Only purchase what you know you'll actually use. If you live alone or have limited storage space, less but better is always the smarter move. Even someone like Jeff Bezos, the king of bulk sales at Amazon, once said that his success came from making smart decisions based on real data, not emotion. The same rule applies to spending. Buy with logic, not with feelings. Anyone who's ever walked into a grocery store planning to buy one item but walked out with a cart full of things they didn't plan for knows exactly what I'm talking about. I've been there too, more times than I'd like to admit. Why does it happen? Because stores are designed that way, intentionally. From the soft music playing overhead, to the warm lighting and the strategic product placement, everything is meant to make you feel good and to spend more. Even the shopping carts at Target or Walmart are oversized on purpose, so even when you've added several items, they still look half empty. That discounted cookie, that cute t-shirt hanging right at the aisle, it wasn't on my list, but it still made its way into my cart. All those just this once moments quietly pile up, chipping away at your monthly budget. But then I learned one simple, powerful habit. Make a shopping list before you go. And even more importantly, commit to sticking to it. This isn't just some minor tip, it's a discipline. And discipline is what separates those who are truly wealthy from those who are always hoping for a financial miracle. Warren Buffett once said, "It's not about what you buy, it's about how many things you refuse." That one line changed the way I think about money. The key to financial well-being isn't just earning more, it's about the discipline to say no. Making intentional choices, free from impulse or emotional urges, is the foundation of personal finance. One small habit I've adopted is never going to the grocery store when I'm hungry or exhausted. Because when you're in that state, your brain seeks instant gratification. You're far more likely to make impulsive purchases. Instead, I go when I'm clear-headed, armed with a carefully prepared list and a firm budget in mind before leaving the house. The result? Not only do I save money, but I also feel empowered, like I'm in control of myself. And here's the fascinating part. That same discipline doesn't stop at the supermarket. It's a life skill, a form of emotional governance that top leaders like Jeff Bezos or Indra Nooyi often highlight. Whether in business or in life, decisions made from a grounded mind are always better than those driven by fleeting emotions. What started as a way to avoid unnecessary spending eventually taught me this. Managing money isn't about restriction, it's about intentional selection. It's the art of choosing where your energy and dollars truly belong. That simple, disciplined grocery list turned out to be a bigger lesson. Those who are forward-thinking in finance tend to be forward-thinking in life. Another reminder I carry with me every day is this. Don't throw money at dreams. Plant it in reality. Which leads me to a topic many still believe is a shortcut to wealth: the lottery. I've been there too, just like everyone else, chasing that faint glimmer of hope. A couple of dollars for a lottery ticket seemed harmless, even thrilling. The promise of instant riches was seductive. But then I learned the odds. The chance of winning the Powerball is 1 in 292 million. To put it in perspective, you're far more likely to get struck by lightning, 1 in 15,300, than to win that jackpot. So every time I handed over a few bucks for a lottery ticket, I was trading certainty for illusion. And worse, it didn't stop at one ticket. Those small amounts, week after week, became a silent leak in my budget. Money that could have been planted in something real and growing. That's when I shifted my mindset. Instead of relying on luck, I started thinking about investment. Even something simple like a high-yield savings account or mutual funds with moderate risk. It's not as flashy as a $1 million TV check, but it grows. And more importantly, I'm not depending on chance to change my life. Mark Cuban once said, "If you think buying lottery tickets is investing, you don't understand investing." He chose to invest in knowledge, discipline, and long-term value. And slowly but surely, that's how he built his wealth, from the ground up. From that point on, I realized if I could stop buying lottery tickets, I could also be more mindful of other hidden costs, like bank and credit card fees. These small charges seem insignificant at first, maintenance fees, ATM withdrawal fees, or credit card interest, but they add up. In 2019 alone, Americans paid over $4 billion just in late credit card fees, and that's not even counting the compounded interest if the balance isn't paid in full. With every spending habit I examined, I uncovered something deeper. A single decision today can drastically impact your finances tomorrow. So let me share a mistake I used to make, and one you can avoid: credit card and banking fees. At first, these seemed like minor inconveniences, but over time, they silently drained my account. A $10 late fee here, a $30 overdraft charge there, and suddenly, my budget felt tighter than it needed to be.
That's why I made a change. Now, I pay off my credit card bills in full and on time, not just to avoid penalties, but to protect my financial future. As Warren Buffett once said, "Don't let your money work for things that don't deserve it." I also started noticing invisible charges, like monthly bank maintenance fees. Some banks charge you just for holding an account, even if you barely use their services. Fortunately, digital banking has changed that. Today, there are banks that charge no fees and even reimburse ATM withdrawals. Just by doing a little research and comparing options, I now save hundreds of dollars a year. Don't let unnecessary fees rob your future. Another surprising lesson came from buying medication, something all of us will deal with at some point. Most people assume brand-name drugs are the only safe choice because they trust the label. But the truth is, generic drugs have the exact same active ingredients and are equally effective. The only difference? The price. You could pay double for a branded box of pills when the generic version works just as well. For example, a brand-name drug might cost $30, while its generic counterpart is just $15. So what's the real benefit? You get the same health outcome without draining your wallet. Next time you visit the doctor or pharmacy, don't be afraid to ask about generic options. You will be amazed at how much you can save without compromising your health. And then there's one more small but significant realization: restaurant drinks. That soda or cocktail? It may not seem like much, but the price you pay is often multiple times its actual cost. A simple change, choosing water instead, can save you far more than you think. Try calculating it. An average meal with drinks can increase your bill by 20 to 30%. Not only is water the healthier choice, it's also the financially smarter one. So, instead of brushing off these small expenses as trivial, take a closer look. Reevaluate how you spend, starting with the smallest habits. Every tiny decision today can shape a dramatically different tomorrow. Have you ever caught yourself spending on things that didn't truly add value to your life? I know I have. We're often drawn to items that seem appealing in the moment, but serve no real purpose. Take clothing, for instance. How often do we buy something just because it's on sale, or because we think we might wear it someday? And then it just sits in the closet, untouched. I've been there, and now I realize it's one of the most common financial traps. Buying things we like but don't truly love is a fast way to drain your bank account without gaining anything in return. Investing in things you'll never use is no different than throwing money out the window. I used to buy things just because they gave me that fleeting feeling of, I have to own this. But once I got home, those items ended up forgotten in the back of a closet, collecting dust. That's the definition of a wasteful investment. More often than not, we buy things not because we love them, but because we crave the thrill of purchasing something new. To combat this, I learned a simple yet powerful principle: love it or leave it. Every time I try something on, I ask myself, would I wear this right now? If the answer is not a strong yes, it's probably not worth the money. I realized that investing in quality over quantity yields far better results in the long run. A small, curated wardrobe filled only with pieces you truly love and wear often is far more cost-effective than a closet overflowing with things you'll only wear once a year. Try using this principle the next time you go shopping. Before you toss something into your cart, ask yourself, do I truly love this? If the answer is no, don't hesitate to walk away. It's a simple habit that not only saves money, but also prevents you from cluttering your life with things that hold no real value. It makes space for both your budget and your peace of mind. Another financial trap I fell into, and one that many people easily overlook, is unused subscriptions. Have you ever realized you're paying for something you don't even remember subscribing to? A streaming service you haven't watched in months? a digital magazine that fills your inbox but never gets read. These forgotten subscriptions are silent killers of your finances. They quietly drain small amounts of money every month, but over a year, they can add up to hundreds of dollars wasted without even noticing. A recent study revealed that 2/3 of consumers forget at least one subscription they're still paying for, leading to an average of $240 lost each year without even noticing. That amount might not seem like much at first, but if invested or saved, it could make a meaningful difference over time. Once I understood this clearly, I came up with a solution: review and cancel what I don't use. Take a few minutes to go over your bank or credit card statements. Is there a subscription you forgot you had? Canceling it not only saves you money, but also gives you a sense of control over your spending. Improving your financial health doesn't always require big changes. It often starts with the smallest habits. Don't let invisible costs quietly sabotage your finances. Learn to manage your money with intention so that every dollar you spend actually serves a purpose. Sometimes the smallest shifts make the biggest difference. They help you save significantly and create financial room for the things that truly matter. For instance, have you ever considered that simply signing up for free loyalty programs could help you save a decent amount? Take hotel Wi-Fi, for example. While not all hotels charge for it, many still do. Yes, even the expensive ones. The fee typically ranges from $10 to $20 per day. That may sound minor, but over the course of a week-long vacation, it becomes a sizable expense, especially when you consider that Wi-Fi is now a basic service, not a luxury.
So how can you save? The answer lies in those free hotel loyalty programs. Many people don't realize that signing up for them doesn't just get you complimentary Wi-Fi, but often unlocks a host of other perks as well. Major hotel chains like Hilton Honors and Marriott Bonvoy offer free internet access to members, no points, no minimum spend required. Signing up takes just a few minutes, so next time you travel, before you pay for Wi-Fi, check if the hotel has a loyalty program. That one simple action can save you a good chunk of change and might even earn you discounts on future stays. Just like cutting unnecessary hotel Wi-Fi costs, traveling during peak seasons is another area where planning ahead can save you a lot. Travel is one of life's greatest joys, but without smart planning, it can quickly become unnecessarily expensive. One of the most common and costly mistakes people make is booking flights and accommodations during peak seasons when demand skyrockets and prices follow. Holidays like Christmas, long weekends, and summer vacations see the highest prices. If you've ever tried booking a trip last minute during these periods, you've probably experienced the sticker shock firsthand. A hotel that usually costs $150 per night during the off-season can easily double, even triple in price. Airfare can soar just as dramatically. This can seriously wreck your travel budget. So how do you avoid it? The solution is simple. Plan early and choose off-peak travel dates. Not only will this give you access to better prices, but you'll also enjoy a calmer, more relaxed trip, free from the crowds. And if your schedule's flexible, your chances of snagging great deals go up even more. Just like saving on Wi-Fi adds up, choosing the right time to travel helps you stretch your budget while still enjoying rich, memorable experiences without the financial stress. There's one more hidden cost of travel that many people overlook: international roaming. Staying connected while abroad seems essential, but the price of using your phone overseas can be a shock. International roaming fees are notoriously high, and if you're not careful, you could rack up hundreds of dollars in charges without even realizing it. Have you ever found yourself in that situation? You're abroad, texting, checking emails, staying in touch. It feels great until the bill arrives. That's when the regret sets in. But don't worry, it doesn't have to be this way. These days, there are better options. Services like eSIMs let you access local data without swapping out your physical SIM card. You don't even need to buy a new SIM when you arrive. These modern solutions are significantly cheaper than traditional roaming fees. All it takes is a little research. Look into your carrier's international plans or consider purchasing a local SIM or eSIM when you arrive. That one small step can save you hundreds and spare you the shock of a sky-high phone bill when you return. In life, there are so many times when we buy things we don't actually need. Buying a large car may seem like a smart decision. Everyone thinks that the bigger and more spacious, the more comfortable it must be. And the feeling of safety on highways, driving a powerful SUV, that's undeniably appealing. But the truth is, if you live in the city and don't need a large vehicle every day, you're probably paying far too much for something you'll rarely use to its full capacity. Don't let your car become a financial burden. Larger vehicles consume more fuel, cost more to maintain, and carry significantly higher insurance premiums than smaller cars. And there's another issue. Parking or navigating city streets with a big car can be a real headache. The real value of a car isn't in its size, it's in how well it fits your lifestyle. If you live in a crowded city and only use your car to commute or run errands, consider a compact car or even a hybrid. Your fuel and maintenance costs will drop dramatically, and over time, you'll find more money staying in your pocket. Take a moment to reassess what you truly need versus what you're wasting money on. Just like switching off international phone plans can save you hundreds, choosing the right items that actually match your daily needs can help you save without sacrificing comfort or convenience. After a long trip, I often find myself reflecting on the money I've spent hastily, without much thought. There's one category of spending I deeply regret: expensive souvenirs. Every time I traveled, I wanted something special to remember the journey, but in the end, those items sat on shelves, collecting dust. Statues, paintings, and large decorative items may seem like they'll elevate your home's elegance, but once you're back, they just sit there, silent, meaningless, and taking up space. I've spent a small fortune on fancy keepsakes, only to realize they serve no real purpose. They're unused, forgotten, and they clutter my home. But if you think about it, there are countless alternatives that are far more meaningful, practical, and affordable. Instead of buying a massive sculpture or oversized painting, why not go for something small and symbolic? A fridge magnet, a keychain. These tiny items are inexpensive, easy to carry, and carry just as much memory, sometimes even more. You see them every day, and they don't break your bank. I still remember buying an expensive statue while traveling in a faraway country. I was so excited at the time, but not long after, I realized it offered nothing more than added weight to my shelves. Looking back, I asked myself, why didn't I choose something smaller? Something that carried memories without the cost or the clutter. It was a powerful lesson in intentional spending, knowing what truly matters and not chasing after shiny, extravagant things. This mindset applies to investing too. Many people pour their money into high-fee mutual funds, thinking they'll outperform the market. But the truth is, these funds don't always deliver on their promises. And those management fees, they may seem small now, but over time, they can eat into a huge chunk of your returns. Just a 1% difference in management fees could cost you tens of thousands of dollars over 20 or 30 years. Look at index funds like the S&P 500. They come with far lower fees and often yield equal, if not better, results than actively managed funds.
The lesson here is this: reassess every financial decision you make, from souvenirs on vacation to long-term investments. Choose what's truly meaningful and delivers real value. Don't chase expensive illusions that give you little in return. Every dollar saved, every thoughtful decision, is a step toward financial freedom. Every time I think about giving someone a gift, I remember the feeling of pouring time, energy, and money into finding the perfect item, only to see it go unappreciated. Maybe you've experienced that too. We've all picked out gifts that we thought were special, only to find them left on a shelf, unused, maybe even unopened. It's not just about wasted money. It's that pang of disappointment, the frustration. It stings. It feels like a blow to your pride. But the value of a gift isn't about how much it costs. It's about the meaning it carries and the connection it creates with the person receiving it. Before rushing to buy something expensive, take a moment to understand what the person truly needs, what would make them happy. Sometimes the most precious gift isn't something you can wrap. It's a moment, a shared experience. Take Richard Branson, founder of Virgin Group, for example. He once said that the value of time with family and friends is immeasurable. Rather than lavish gifts, he chooses to spend time with the people who matter most. A simple gesture, but one that speaks volumes. So when you think about giving a gift, don't focus solely on the material value. Remember, the most meaningful gifts in life are rarely expensive items. They're often sincere gestures or treasured memories you create with someone. Sometimes, a heartfelt letter, a warm dinner, or a deep conversation holds far more power than anything you can buy. That's the language of love we all need to learn to recognize in life, spoken not through price tags, but through presence, attention, and care. What truly matters is that the gift you give has the power to touch the recipient's heart, not just to fill a shelf with things that serve no real purpose. Stories like this remind me of how we make financial decisions in our everyday lives. Sometimes we spend without thinking, unaware that these small, unconscious choices can slowly drain our wealth without delivering any lasting value. That's why it's so important to remember what Warren Buffett once said: if you don't learn how to manage your money will manage you. Smart financial decisions aren't just about saving a few dollars here and there. They're about building a strong foundation for long-term prosperity and peace of mind. Now I want you to ask yourself, what are you going to do with this knowledge? Will you continue the same spending habits that bring little benefit, Or will you start applying small, simple practices to take control of your finances and build a more secure future? The money you choose not to waste will be the first step toward building your wealth and toward the financial freedom you've always dreamed of. And just like that, we've walked through a journey of understanding how certain financial habits may be quietly robbing you of the life you truly deserve. Each small decision you make today has the potential to become a turning point in your future. Remember, true value doesn't lie in fleeting material things. It lies in how you invest in yourself, in your experiences, and what will bring meaning for years to come. Thank you for being with us through this video. Your stories, your reflections, they're the fuel that inspires us to keep creating more meaningful content. If you have stories or life lessons you'd like to share, don't hesitate to leave a comment below. We'd love to hear from you and walk alongside you as we explore real solutions for a better life. If this video brought you value, don't forget to like, share, and drop your thoughts in the comments so we can build a learning and growth community together. And make sure to subscribe so you won't miss our upcoming videos where you'll discover even more insights to help you live a life of meaning and abundance. Take action today because a better future begins with your smallest decisions.